our week number 4 with, and today the session is building mental resilience, evidence-based strategies for emotional well-being. We're very happy to have Dr. Gupta joining us again. And I will do an intro right now before I hand it over to her. Dr. Gupta is a biologist and science communicator. She's the founder of Curious and Creative Labs, an organization that embodies a passion for blending curiosity and creativity. At the heart of her mission is the belief that science should be communicated efficiently and effectively, yet in a simple and fun way, enabling individuals to understand the language of the body and live better, happier lives. Through Curious and Creative Labs, Dr. Gupta strives to bring the gap between scientific knowledge and the public. She strives to make complex concepts accessible, ensuring that science is not intimidating, but rather a fascinating journey of discovery for all. And as I mentioned, this is week 4, so we have one more week next week. And I'm just going to go ahead and admit the other people that are waiting. And so thank you, Dr. Gupta. I'm going to hand it over to you now.
Thank you, Sequoia. Welcome, everyone. This is our 4th talk of the 5-Path Healthy Aging webinar series in collaboration with One Public Library. And I'm glad you are back, and I'm happy to see all of you. So, Healthy Aging webinar series is carefully curated to help you in the transformative journey of life. As we age, our bodies experience a spectrum of changes. This series is dedicated to equip you with the vital knowledge about the transformative process and empower you with tools to gracefully adapt and thrive amidst these changes. So, today we are diving into a fundamental aspect of human existence: stress resilience. In a world where challenges are inevitable and change is constant, understanding how to not just cope but thrive under pressure becomes a crucial skill. This talk will explore the mechanisms behind stress, unveil strategies to build stress resilience, and empower you to navigate life storms with strength and adaptability. So let's dive into stress. Think of being a zebra for a moment and picture this. A lion jumps out and slashes your stomach. You manage to escape, but for the next hour, you are dodging that lion, heart pounding, trying to survive. Now shift perspective. You are the lion, starving, and you have got to catch that zebra for your meal. Otherwise, you won't make it. Both scenarios, incredibly stressful. And your body has to react fast to deal with that stress to keep you alive. It was similar with our ancestors who were living in these harsh conditions. So they thrived because of this incredible adaptability to adapt in life threatening situations. But fast forward today, we have swamped wild landscapes for houses, and the only lions we encountered might be at the zoo. But guess what? We have got a knack of conjuring up stressful situations in our heads. No line required. Our minds are powerful enough to trigger intense emotions just from our thoughts. Stress. We have got it covered, even if it's all in our heads. This is what it is for us today. We are stressful about all the situation. There are no lions, there are no zebras, there are no scarcity of food, but we are stressed to make choices. There are plenty of things we need to make choices for. There are traffic jams, there are deadlines, and all these are causing us stress. So what is a stress response? So stress response is anything which puts our body homeostasis, a body. So our body loves balance, perfect oxygen levels, just right temperature, you name it. Everything should be in a balance. If we feel like cold, if there is cold outside, we'll start shivering because our body wants to heat it up and control that body temperature so we don't feel cold. So this is our body's nature. It brings back to that balance. And that balance is called homeostasis. So where everything inside is sticking along at its best. Now, when something from the outside world messes with this balance, that's a stressor. And your body kicks into gear to restore that harmony. And that is the stress response. For most creatures out there, stress is like a quick 3 minute panic. Lion is chasing, zebra's heart is pounding, and after 3 minutes, everything is back to normal. But in our case, it's a whole different ballgame. We think, we worry, and voila, the stress response starts up. Our stress isn't just about hunger or injury anymore. We stress about things like global warming, and I think we stress about everything and anything right now. And that is when we trigger the stress response. So this slide sums up the four common factors which causes us stress. So it is a generality between this stress response. It can be abbreviated as NUTS. So NUTS stands for anything which is novel can bring a stress response. If you are going for a meeting and you don't know anyone, you will be stressed in that meeting because you don't know, you are anticipating about things. So any novel situation is stressful. And when there is unpredictability, you don't know whether the COVID is coming back, when the things will be worse again. So there's this unpredictability every time. Whenever you are in a crowded situation, you feel stressful because you don't know whether someone sneezing is a normal flu or a COVID. So that is unpredictability, which will bring also stress. Then threat to the ego. If someone said something bad to you, it hurts, right? So sometimes we are very, most of us, we are very polite. We will not say harsh things back. We will take it to heart. We will think about it, and that will cause stress response in us, right? So that is the third point. And then sense of control. When we don't have a sense of control on things, then also we feel stressed. Sometimes we are, there is like a 5 minute window, we need to go, and then the lift is not working. So the car is waiting for you, the lift is not working, now you're stressing out because you will miss the car and anything. So anything which is out of your sense of control is stressful. So nuts, in these four situations we are feeling stressful. So what happens when we are stressing out? So whenever we are thinking about a stress, anything which is stressful, our body actually gears up and it goes into either flight, fight, or freeze response. So this is the three response which are is how our body responds to. So imagine the stress response is there to protect you, right? It's there to help you. It's an adaptive response, which is a life-saving response. But now we are thinking and getting stressed, but our body doesn't differentiate between a thoughtful stress and a real stress. It considers everything as a real stress, a danger to your life. And it will do everything in your body to protect you because this response is there to protect you. So it will go into either flight, fight. You will start the all the response. So this is the response which happens in your body subsequently. Um, so whenever you are stressing, there will be a rapid mobilization of energy from the storage sites and inhibition of further storage. So what happens in our body whenever we are eating food, we are converting that food into energy, and that energy is helping us to perform all the daily activity. And our body is very intelligent. It saves a little bit of that energy into your muscles and into your liver, like a savings bank account. So you have in your muscles and your liver for emergency purposes. Sometimes if there is no food available for a few days, so you can survive by using that energy. But when you are under stressful situation, this energy, because this is an emergency situation, the muscles and liver will release lot of energy in the bloodstream. So your blood glucose will go high. Whenever you are stressing, your blood glucose will go high. Your heart rate will increase, your blood pressure will increase. Why this is increasing? Because your body wants to fly away from that situation. It needs lot of energy, it needs lot of oxygen. So your heart has to work faster when it is a stressful response. So now the body is under an emergency thing. So when you are in an emergency, you will stop all the building process. So your repair will be stopped. Your everything which is long term, your reproductive organs will slow down. Your repair will be slowed down. Your uh, digestion will slow down. So everything which is long term is slowed down. Everything which you need just now to survive will come into action. Your immunity will get inhibited. So if you are stressful for a long term, your immune system will go down. Your perception of pain is blunted. Why it happens? Because if you will feel pain, you will not be able to run away from the situation. So imagine a situation, most of the time you must have heard, when you encounter a accident, you actually don't remember most of the things and you don't feel pain just at that moment, and after maybe few hours the pain kicks in. So your body is trying to protect you under that situation and there is no feeling of pain. So this is all which is happening. So this is how it happens. That is all what is happening. Now think you are thinking about a stressful situation. Starting of the day, you start with that stress response. Oh, things are not going in my way, and you are keep on stressing about it. Your body is actually, your brain gets into alarm mode. It starts the alarm, and your stress response, which is just above your kidney, these adrenal glands, which kicks into action. They change all your body wide changes, whatever we discussed here. All these changes go into action. So now you imagine in your own daily routine what things are making you stressful, and you are activating that stress response every time whenever you are stressing out. So what happens when there is too much stress? So stress is good when it is in short time. It is good for us. It helps us to survive and it is there to protect us. But when it's go into that on, it is not it becomes chronic, it's everyday stress, then it's bad for us because it does a lot of things and we will talk about that. It is involved in, so imagine if you have blood glucose levels high all the time, you will slowly develop insulin resistance, and insulin resistance is diabetes. And so if your heart has to work a lot more, then slowly your heart will get tired faster and you will develop a lot of cardiovascular related disorders. And when you are stressed, your immune system is going down. So you are prone to get infections faster. So stress is good, but not too much stress. And we need to stop the stress cycle. And we will discuss scientist Bruce McQueen. I love this quote. And he says that stress is the spice of life. We need a certain amount of stress to remain healthy and to stay motivated and challenged. It's when stress becomes chronic or uncontrollable that it wreaks havoc on our health. So, can you name few of the good stresses which we actually engage ourselves? We pay a lot of amount to feel stressful. Can you name any? I will give you a hint. Horror movies, roller coaster rides. All these are stressful situations, but we pay good amount of money to feel that stress. Why? Because when we are stressful, we release a lot of adrenaline, and that adrenaline gives us that rush, that motivation, that feeling of excitement and joy. And there are people who are called adrenaline junkies who do these kind of stressful tasks just to enjoy that feeling. So stress is actually good, but in short amount. Now let's switch gears. We talked a lot about stress and how it is good and when it is bad. Now we will talk about the stress management toolkit, and that is what we need. So the question is, how do we cope with stress? This is $1 million question. In reality, we have two options: eliminate stress from our lives completely, which I think you will agree it's impossible, and learn to live with stress. We can do that, right? So, very famous quote: you can't stop the waves, but you can learn to surf. That's what we will do now. So, to manage stress, keep in mind these principles and laws. Principles: there are no easy solutions and there are no universal solutions. Everyone's approach to dealing with stress is different, and you will have to figure it out your own. I will give a lot of options, and you have to figure out which thing works for you. And it will be no easy solution. Stress resilience takes time, it is an attitude, it will not happen immediately. So the law is a situation is only stressful if you interpret it to be as stressful. So interpretation is important. For stressful for you, like if somebody said bad thing to you, that person who said will not get stressed, but you will get stressed by thinking about that. So a situation is very relative. It is how you are interpreting it. And this I already mentioned, there will be no universal stress management techniques. So couple of simple tricks that you can use to diminish your stress response very quickly. So I will tell you one which is very quickly you have to, whenever you are stressful, you can use these techniques. And then there were others which will help you to develop mental immunity, as I'm calling it, um, for long term benefit, to get benefit from stress management. So first is, I mentioned this, like we whenever we are getting stressed, we are activating the stress response. And what we need to do is we need to close the stress response loop every time we are getting stressed. We should not let it go on. So we will get stressed, we will be offended, but we need to close the stress response loop. So the thing is, when we have a sense of control over things, remember nuts. So when we feel like we have a sense of control, the stress response will get deactivated because your brain is the one who's making decisions. So whenever you are feeling stressful, you have to adopt a technique by saying it, this is not a mammoth or this is not a big deal. I have a sense of control. It is just in my thoughts. So these are the ways you have to develop how to deal with the how to close the set how to close the stress response loop. So you have to foster a sense of control whenever you are feeling stressed about something. So focus on aspects of your life where you have control and work to develop a sense of mastery over your environment. If someone said bad thing to you that is making you stressed, you have to work on it. That's how you have to work on it. Maybe give yourself a 5-minute window time to get mad about that thing and then just move on, because you don't have to carry it forever in your heart. So this is how you have to foster a sense of control. And this seems very simple, but it's a very important technique. It's how you are playing with your mind. Your mind and body is connected. So whatever signal you are giving to your mind is reacting in that way. The second is use your mobilized energy. So whenever the stress response is activated, as mentioned, we have a lot of glucose in our blood circulation. And a lot of glucose in our blood circulation means a lot of energy. So remember that stress response is there to help you to fly away from that situation, to run away from that situation. So when we are stressed, if we are not running, that blood, that glucose in our blood circulation is still there. So what we have to do, we have to use that extra glucose in our blood. We don't need to run, but we can use it by doing some activity which will help us to balance the glucose level in our blood. Whatever. The simple thing is do a jumping jack, little bit faster walk in your home, do some cleaning, whatever works for you. So you just have to use that extra energy and keep that balance of glucose, balance the glucose level which are high in your body. And if you, that is very important to understand, because most of the time whenever a person is stressed, the other people tell, don't get stressed, be calm. Actually that will not work. Calming will not work because you have a lot of energy, lot of extra glucose in your circulation, and you need to use it, and then only you will get calm. Otherwise you will get anxious more if you are trying to calm yourself forcefully. So that is the another thing. Sorry. And then have fun. It seems very easy and we forget about it, but what science has said, and actually science don't have to say it, we all know it, that we have to have fun. If something is bothering you, as I mentioned, give yourself a little window of like being, scream or do whatever crazy things to make you feel calmer, and after that enjoy the rest of the time. And maybe do some whatever works for you, dancing, that's a good aerobic exercise as well, as I mentioned in the last talk. So maybe some dancing, or actually the other way is call your friend and take out everything on that friend for a while, and that's also a good way of just calming down. So
Yes,
this is
yes.
what I was mentioning, that we have a mind body interaction going on. So whatever we believe, that's how our brain works. So this was initially, this was said something like a pseudoscience, but now we have scientific evidences is about it, that there is a very strong connection of our mind and our body. So our beliefs and what we think is how our brain reacts. So if you have heard about the placebo effect, so placebo effect is something which is, some doctors give, there was this experiment, the whole experiment which was done, and it works for pain management. So these doctors were giving patients just normal sugar pills, and but they were calling it that take it 3 times in a day and this will help you to relieve the pain. And nothing, no chemical inside that, just sugar pill. And these people took and believing that this will help them, and immediately after a few months they were not having any pain. So this is the power of belief, and this is called placebo effect, and there are multiple research right now on it which tells us that it works. So believing, and your brain will work for you. And if you are no believer, non-believer, if you think everything in a negative sense, your brain starts to believe that. So think about that.
Okay.
So now we need to calm our nervous system. Whenever we are stressed, this is what our system looks like. We are in that flight or fight mode, and our sympathetic nervous system is up. So everything, your heart is racing, you have extra blood in your in your body, and everything. And what we need to do is we need to do rest and digest. We have two different nervous system in our body. One is parasympathetic and one is sympathetic. So sympathetic is active when we are stressed, and parasympathetic is in the reverse condition, and we need a good balance of these two. So what we can do to activate the rest and digest, especially when we are stressed, and this is very high, we need to engage in breath work and meditation. So, meditation will not help you immediately, but breath work will help you immediately. And what is different kind of breath work which you can do. First is this diaphragm breathing. So diaphragm is placed just beneath your lungs, and this is a muscular system. This is built of muscles and it is elastic. So whenever actually you're breathing in, your diaphragm is going up, and whenever you're breathing out, your diaphragm is going down. So this is, in simple terms, it is called belly breathing. The concept is you are taking deep breath and filling in your belly, and slowly then exhaling out through your mouth. So your belly should go completely in when you are exhaling out. So this is also good to relax. And second, it is good for your all your organs to get the oxygen. And so this is a good way. 4 or 5 diaphragm breathing will relax your nervous system immediately. And if you want to try right now, I can do it with you and you can practice and you can see.
Yeah.
So you just like, if you are sitting, be in a very calm position, and then maybe you can close your eyes, and if you don't, you can open it, and place one hand on your belly and place one hand on your chest so you can see the movement going. So this will help you to just feel how the system is going, right? So when you are inhaling, your chest should come out and even your belly. First your chest, first your belly and then your chest. Okay, so you are taking in first in your belly and then in your lungs. We always breathe only till here, only lungs, not belly. So that we need to practice. And it will not come immediately, but try to do it. So take deep breath and feel the movement in your belly and in your chest. And now exhale. So first from your lungs and then from your belly. Do it 3-4 times and you will constantly feel the difference. And while you are doing it, right, if your mind is wandering, then you can maybe do a virtual counting in your head. Maybe just do 1, 2, 3, 4, breathe in, 1, 2, 3, 4, breathe out. So this way your mind will not wander and you will focus on your breath. So this is a very good way. Whenever you are stressed, just practice this and you are all sorted. The another thing is alternate nostril breathing, where you breathe from one nostril and then close the other one and breathe out. So this is how it looks. Step by step it is given. And if you want to take a picture of the slide, you can take it later. I can give you the slides as well. Or you can, in my book also, there is, I think in the book it's not, this figure is not there. So you can take a picture and it will help you to guide you to alternate nostril breathing. So, to be honest, or when you are stressed, you will not be bothered to do alternate nostril breathing. These are the techniques which will help you before to be prepared to deal with the stress. But the other one, diaphragmatic breathing or belly breathing, is your friend whenever you are stressed out. So, do that. So the other one, so more do so do it with this, your thumb and your 2 fingers, these 2 fingers. So your thumb and then your fingers. So like this it goes. And don't press it too hard. You don't want to like get hurt, just a little bit, just to close the opening. And sitting while I've done a yoga teacher training course, so I am very particular about this. So when you are sitting, be in a like a very relaxed position, your spine upright. Sometimes it's difficult to be upright spine, so place a little pillow underneath your back, and so it will help you to keep your spine upright. And if you need to get the support of a wall or a chair, don't feel uh, hesitated to take that, just to take the support, but your spine should be upright. So other practices are yoga. Yoga is also very helpful to uh, move your system from reactive to proactive, to the rest and digest system. It's a proactive health management technique. And so there are different, I have just given here you the examples which can be done on chair, so you don't need to be seated or do something special. It's very simple, seated tadasana. So just sitting, and posture is important. Then overhead stretch, just stretching your arms up and doing it. It just helps you to relax. These are the places where we uh, get tensed a lot. So it helps you to relax. Overhead stretch. And then when you are doing this, you are doing also the seated forward bend. So you don't need to bend completely. This in this picture, this person is bending almost completely and touching the foot. You don't need to, whatever feels like comfortable zone for you, you have to do that. But see this, it's the person is moving through the spine, right? Not just doing a curve back. So the spine is moving. So you have to move from your spine, not like complete. You should not be a hunched back. So the back should be straight and move through your spine. So that movement is important. The other one is neck stretches. So it's just very simple neck stretches. So you're just one hand above and neck stretches. So go very slow and just listen to your body. If you're feeling a little hard, a little stretch is not good for you, just don't do it. Go very slow. So these will be neck stretches and then reverse arm fold. So forward and then back. So your shoulder joint will get a little relaxation. This is just giving your body signal that activate the rest and digest response. So everywhere you are gathering tension, this will help you to relax. Then actually this is very important. But this is important and you have to be very careful because you are twisting your spine. So twist spine is our backbone and we have to be very gentle with our spine. To be honest, we should not do anything without sitting properly. Spine is our backbone and lot of nerves are attached to the spine and we don't want any compression in them. And this should be done very gently, very slowly. You have to turn. So once you are turning, first take a grab the handle of your the chair and then slowly turn and slowly come back, relax, breathe, and then turn again on the other side. So breathing is also important. You have to combine breathing whenever you are doing any yoga asanas, any exercise. Combine it with proper breathing, then only you will get the benefit. But the mantra here is go slow, listen to your body. Don't try to just copy what this figure is telling. You might not reach completely 90-degree. Whatever is your range, work with that. That will help you. Don't try to push your body too hard. So the other is PMR, which is progressive muscle relaxation. This is another good way when you have like 2 or 3 days of constant stress. Some days are like that. We don't feel better. Some days are like that, but we can do this on that days. So PMR is lying down and relaxing each part of our body consciously. So there is a script for this. This is the script, and it's a lot because we are relaxing everything starting from your thumb to your ankles to your legs, and then everything's one by one. This is actually also available on YouTube, but if you don't, you will say it in your head and you will relax each part of your body. And 5 minutes, you will feel a lot relaxed after doing this. So PMR is like one by one, each part of the body is relaxed, and uh, you will not. This part is not actually. A lot of people don't uh, think about it, but we collect a lot of tension in our jaws. So whenever we are tensed, we tend to clench our jaws, like we tensed our jaws a lot. And so we this PMR exercise actually helps to relax the jaws as well. So this is important. So next is long-term stress management and how to develop mental immunity. So these are techniques which are attitude changing techniques. Um, so maintain social connections. So we humans are social creatures. We need connections in our life, and we don't need too many. One of the research paper tells that even 10 minutes of a conversation with a friend or with a stranger helps you to just be normal, like because you will have these oxytocins, which are formed when we have a good social connection. And even like when COVID happened, people wanted to know whether seeing someone like on screen, and is it good or is it not? Is it like similar to meeting a person? Okay, so meeting a person is on the top, but if you are seeing someone like we are seeing each other in this talk, it's also great, because when you are seeing the other person's expression, you are talking to that person, and that is a good thing of like making this feeling connected. So you have to feel connected. Like when I see familiar faces and I feel like, oh, I know you, I even I have not know you in person, but I know you, I feel like that. So that's what helps us to feel connected, and it's a good stress buster as well. Exercise regularly, we talked about this in detail in the last talk. Exercise helps you to improve your mood and enhance your overall well-being as well, in beyond the muscle and the bone, good for that as well. Cultivate healthy sleep habits. When we are healthy, we are sleeping well, our body is ready to fight any stress response which we face in a daytime. So sleeping is a good one. Then we talked about this mindfulness and relaxation techniques. We talked about this as well. Develop problem solving skills. So you have to work, you have to develop these skills by yourself. If something is stressing you out, what is your downstream method, how you want to deal with that stress? Some people want to scream, some people want to cry, some people want to watch a movie, some people want to get, so there are different methods of everyone, but develop a problem solving skill. Don't um, don't run away from that problem. Develop an attitude of problem solving, and this will help you to manage the stress. uh, Time management is another one, and maintain a healthy diet. Diet actually helps us to develop a healthy body and healthy mind. Everybody knows that, but we have talked about nutrition a little bit. It's important. I have covered nutrition in detail in the book as well, if you are interested. And this I already mentioned, and this is so important as we are we should always be curious and develop new and learn new things, learn new hobbies, learn, make new interests, and meet new people. And so this is also a good thing of keeping everything funny and enjoying. So journaling and cultivate optimism and gratitude is another good way. And there's a lot of research right now on journaling, which is great, which is you can process the emotions when you are writing down. If you don't want to share with people, and you should not it's every emotion should not be shared. Some emotions, if you are not willing to share, write it down. It helps to process. And learn to say no and set boundaries, because sometimes if you are saying yes to everything, you are actually spending a lot of energy, and so you have to be caring about that as well, because we have limited energy, and as we are aging we need a lot of energy in repairing our body. So this is also a big thing. And sometimes it's not everything in our hands if we are not able to deal with stress by our own. So seek professional help. It's important to take a guidance, professional guidance, and just stop that stress response as fast as you can. So don't wait if you need professional help. So I will end the presentation here by saying adopting a right attitude can convert a negative stress into a positive one. It's coming from the father of stress response. Hans Saleh was the father of stress response. Before 1970s, we didn't knew about stress at all. Stress was only the terminology stress comes from physics term, and so we didn't knew what stress does to our body. So this guy discovered it, and this person is saying that adopting a right attitude can convert a negative stress into a positive one. So uh, think over it. So I have my book on Amazon right now, so if you want you can just go there, and now it's also in paperback form. So this is the outer cover and this is the back cover. I just received my proof copy today, so I'm very excited. And after this, I'm going and proofreading the book. And so yeah, thank you, thank you all for listening, and thank you Sequoia for giving me an opportunity to talk with everyone. This is my website. If you are interested to join with me on this journey and listen to other talks which I'm doing, you can write to me. This is my email ID. And now we are open for questions.
Somebody did just send me a message that they didn't have sound, but I think most people, I haven't heard about any other sound issues. So Tina, I'm not sure if it could be your end because we're having pretty good tech today. I don't know what that is for you, but maybe it's your computer. I'm sorry about that. Did we have any questions for Dr. Gupta today? Does anybody here do any meditation or anything along those lines? It's like saying goodbye, so maybe we don't have many questions today.
Yeah, have you guys done before meditation or yoga or breath work?
No.
Yeah, box breathing. Yeah, Darlene, thanks for that.
Box breathing is a good one, yeah.
Well, the world is a stressful place, so we always need all the help that we can get. So
Yeah, that's true. And these are the things which we have to develop like before. So when we are stressed, this all doesn't come to our mind, and that's we have to develop when we are not stressed. So we are better prepared to do the right things when we are stressful. Yes, Helen has a question, I guess.
No, it's not a question. It's one of the things that sometimes help me is adult coloring.
Oh yeah, nice one. Yeah.
I can show you mine. Oops.
nice.
Something like
Oh, beautiful. I
not
love
not finished, just started. But I mean, sometimes I use it even when I have stressful conversation over the phone. I
yeah.
talk and
You color.
I color
That's a good. What colors are you using?
everything.
Everything?
Colored pencils, whatever Like it makes you think also about like what colors would come
Yeah,
best together.
yeah,
Is it better with this color or would it be better with that color?
yeah.
You know.
It just get your creative juices flowing
Mm-hmm.
whenever you're doing. And we whenever we are doing something repetitively and very simple, our brain goes into that flow state or a meditative state, and that's what we need to just relax and calm.
I've got a question. I thought
Yes.
this Zoom was supposed to be on sleep and rest.
Sleep and rest was the talk one.
Pardon?
Sleep and rest we did week one. The talk one was sleep and rest.
I thought it says 2 to 3 on my list. 2
Yeah,
o'clock to 3 o'clock.
Yeah, this is talk four. Today we are meeting for the fourth time. So first week we did sleep and rest.
So it says the 23rd too, though. This is the 23rd.
I'm not sure about Sequoia. Is it?
No, the 23rd said
It's okay. It's okay. I sleep pretty good. But you
That's
talk
good.
about exercise, that'll help you sleep too.
the
Yeah.
23rd said stress.
What's your first name, Dr.
Manages
Deepa?
stress.
Shilpi.
Chilpi, because I
Yes.
have SHILI. Is that how you say it?
SHILPI.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. But it says sleep and rest, not today.
Oh, no. Yeah.
It says the 23rd, and today is the 23rd.
Maybe last month.
No, it was the 23rd of this month.
Oh, no,
Okay,
I
well,
don't-
sorry for that confusion. Next week is the last week, and next week we are doing gut health.
Yeah, next week we are doing gut health.
Oh,
I have
that's-
in the chat people have said what they do, and it's great like to hear a lot of people are doing a lot of stress resilient things already, which is great. Darlene is doing Tai Chi and Qigong, and then Doris is practicing doing exercise. Wow, I listen to music and watch comedy is also a great way, I guess. Which comedy shows are you watching, Doris?
So maybe we'll end it here and meet again next week. And Dr. Gupta, if somebody asked for slide number 4, I don't know if it's possible to put that up.
Slide number 4. Okay, I can. Slide number 4.
And if you have the slides available, I could also share those.
Slide number 4 was this one. Is it the one?
Yeah. What is stress?
This slide just shows the different kinds of stress response which we currently have, but our body, our stress response in our body is there to protect us from real dangers, and these are not the real dangers which our body is fighting against. But yeah, as I mentioned, like now we have different stressors, so different ways of dealing it, and that's what we discussed.
Okay, well, thank you very much again. And
Thank you.
we're looking forward to next week. I hope everybody has a good week.
Yeah. See you again next week, everyone.